Assalamu alaikum, children.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Hi, Pip.
Hey.
Hey, guess what? We're going to hear a story today.
A story?
Yes, a very special story.
Well, I wouldn't have guessed a story on Pip and Friends. I love stories.
I love stories too.
Do you love stories? You do? Well, before Mr. Haidar starts, I think we need to recite a salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Well, you can start, Mr. Haidar.
Pip, the story I'm going to tell you today is one of the very first stories ever told.
Wow!
In fact, it's about the first person to ever be born.
Is it as old as you are?
Slightly older, Pip.
Wow,
Slightly
even
older.
older than you.
Now, I'm not that old, Pip.
Okay then.
Now,
if you say so, Mr. Haidar.
Pip, are you being naughty?
No.
Thank you. Now, the story begins. Allah created the seas. He made all the animals. He made the heavens and the stars. He made the sun and the moon, and he made the angels.
The angels.
That's right.
Wow.
Let's recite a salawat.
Allahumma
salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
So Allah created all of these creations.
All of the things that you can possibly ever see, Pip.
Even your bow tie.
Even my bow tie.
And the stars on your waist jacket.
Even the stars on my waist
And
jacket.
your pink top.
Even my pink top.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, and even your blue fur.
Oh, thank you.
And even your massive eyes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Then Allah decided to make a man.
Yes.
He called the first man.
Well, I think I know.
What did he call him?
The first creation, or the first man, was called Adam.
First man ever to be created was called Adam. Adam was a prophet.
A prophet like Prophet Muhammad.
Just like Prophet Muhammad.
Wow.
Except Adam was the first prophet and Prophet Muhammad was the...
Last.
Well done, Pip.
Yes.
Allah taught him many things so that Adam had more knowledge than any of the angels.
Wow.
Now, one of the jinn was called Azazil.
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 Oh, I
Now,
don't like that. No.
Azazil was very clever. He learnt and he worshipped Allah for 6,000 years.
6,000 years.
That's right.
That's nearly as old as you are, Mr. Haidar.
It's a little bit older than I am, Pip.
Really?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Wow.
Now, Azazel had more knowledge than any of the angels, and he worshipped Allah for over 6,000 years. Now, this made Azazel think that he was better than all the others in heaven. So Allah decided that Azazel, because he had become so arrogant, was no longer allowed to stay in heaven.
You shouldn't be really arrogant then.
No, it's awful to think that you're better than other people.
But this Azazil, he sounds very similar. Why? I mean, but I've never heard of him before.
Ah, well, you're about to find out who Azazel is. When Azazel was banished from heaven, his name was no longer Azazel.
Really?
Do you know what he was called after that moment?
No.
Shaitan. That's right, the devil. Shaitan blamed Adam for what had happened to him and was very angry.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Very angry.
Angry.
Very angry.
Angry.
Allah let Adam live in a beautiful place because he was so good. This place was called
Pip's house.
Pip's house is also a very nice place, but this place was a little bit nicer. It had rivers of milk and honey, and it was so beautiful that the birds and the animals could all talk.
Yes.
Paradise, that's right. It was a very nice place indeed, but Adam was a little lonely.
Oh.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a friend in life.
Exactly.
Like
He was.
Mr. Haidar.
Yeah.
You need a friend in life.
Well, you're my friend, Pip.
Yes!
Yeah. Allah decided to help Adam because Adam didn't want to live alone.
Oh.
So he made Hawa to be Adam's wife.
Oh.
They were happy and liked living in paradise. Did you know that Adam was like the size of a giant?
No.
He was very, very tall.
Even taller than me?
Pip, you're not that tall.
I'm a giant. No, I, Pip, am a giant. I have a giant heart.
You do have a giant heart, actually.
Yes, I do, because I
Yeah.
can love and I care for everyone. Oh,
Aw.
I love you, children.
Now, Pip, in a hadith.
What's a hadith, Mr. Haidar?
All right, Pip. So basically, a hadith is a saying of a prophet.
Yes.
Yeah. So one of these sayings tells us that we, normal people like me and you, only reached up to about the knees of Prophet Adam.
What?
That's right. Prophet Adam was so tall
Yes.
that if we stood next to him, we'd only come up to his knees.
Well, I think I might come up to his waist because I'm quite tall, you know.
Pip, you are not that tall.
I think I'm quite tall. Mr. Haidar, I think I'm taller than you.
Back to the story.
I'm joking. I'm only small. Anyway.
So, Adam was living happily in heaven, and now he had a wife called Bibi Hawa.
How?
Now, Prophet Adam and Hawa were living happily, and Allah asked them one thing. He said, you can eat anything you want. You can have the apple fruit, you can have the banana tree, you can have the fig tree, but there is one tree that we don't want you to go towards.
The chocolate tree.
Maybe. See, we're not sure which kind of fruit it was, but what we do know is that it was forbidden for Adam and Hawa to approach that tree. But what do you think happened?
Well, I think they kept away from the forbidden fruit.
They did. For a long time, they did what Allah had told them and didn't go near the tree.
Wow.
But they were deceived.
By who?
Do you remember somebody by the name of Azazil?
Shaitan!
The shaitan, exactly. Now, the shaitan wanted to trick Adam and Hawa. So what he did is something very naughty indeed.
What did he do?
He came to Adam and Hawa in the form of a snake.
Snake?
An enormous,
Snake?
10-foot long snake.
Wow.
Have you ever seen a snake, Pip?
Yes.
Have you noticed how evil their
Slithery.
eyes look?
Yes.
And have you
slithery.
noticed how slithery they are?
Yes, and big.
Have you ever touched a snake?
No.
Do you think it feels smooth or do you think it feels rough?
I think it's smooth and rough.
Snakes have very rough, scaly skin.
Really?
Yep.
They look so smooth.
I know, but they're not.
Silky and elegant and sly. See.
They do, but they're not. And that's the exact kind of creature that came towards Adam and Hawa. So the snake said to Adam, Adam, eat from the tree.
Eat from the tree, Adam.
And the snake promised Adam that if Adam eats from the tree, he won't, if he eats from the tree, nothing bad will happen to him.
Nothing bad will happen to you.
But Adam thought to himself, how can this be true if Allah told me not to approach the tree?
Yes.
But you know what the snake did?
What did he do?
The shaitan was very tricky indeed. He said to Adam, I promise you, nothing bad will happen if you go towards the tree.
He promised, but that's a wrong thing to do because he knows that promise is false. We shouldn't keep false promises.
Absolutely not. It's very bad to tell a lie.
Yes, and promise something which you're not going to do.
But Adam, because nobody had ever lied to him before, he didn't understand that he was being tricked.
Really?
Exactly. So what happened is Adam believed the snake. He believed shaitan. And so he approached the tree. And Adam felt so sad, Pip, because
Yes.
even though Allah had told him it would be better not to approach the tree, he still approached the tree.
Oh,
So instead of doing that which was better for him to do, he instead did something which was worse.
oh.
Allah decided to test Adam and Hawa. And so both of them were sent all the way to earth.
Where we live.
Exactly, where we live. And they were sent here so that they could be tested to see if they would be good people or bad people.
Oh, that was such a nice story, Mr. Haidar.
I know, right?
Yeah, it makes me think though.
What does it make you think, Pip?
There's two things which the story made me think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the children at home have been thinking about this too.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, sometimes it's better to keep small promises which you're going to fulfill. And you shouldn't lie to people.
No, definitely
Lying
not.
is really bad.
Lying is what the shaitan does.
I don't want to be a snake. I don't want to be a slithering shaitan.
Oh, Pip, you're not a snake. Look at you, you're all fluffy and...
Oh, how can I avoid shaitan, Mr. Haidar?
Shaitan will always try to trick you in this
Right.
life because he doesn't like human beings or monsters.
Yes.
So you have to be careful to always do that thing which is better.
You know what?
Yeah.
My mum told me
Mhm.
if I recite this special verse, shaitan goes away.
Oh, really? Tell me.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Wow, say that again, Pip.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Wow, and what does that mean?
I seek refuge, like I seek
Safety.
protection and safety.
Mm-hmm.
I seek refuge in Allah from the cursed shaitan. You know, because shaitan is cursed.
That's very true, yeah.
Oh,
Did you enjoy that story?
I really enjoyed it. Did you enjoy that story at home? Well, join us again for another episode of Pip and Friends. Me and Mr. Haidar will be waiting for you. Ma salama.
Ma salama.